The sun hung low over the Vanderburgh County 4-H Center in Evansville, Indiana, casting a golden hue across the sprawling dirt arena as the evening of July 15, 2022, approached. The air was thick with the scent of diesel fuel and fresh earth, churned up by heavy machinery in preparation for the spectacle. Thousands of fans poured into the stands, families with wide-eyed children clutching toy monster trucks, groups of friends in faded Monster Jam t-shirts, and locals who had made this annual tradition a highlight of their summer. The Summer Smash Monster Truck event was back, and for show one on this Friday night, the anticipation was electric. Roars from massive engines echoed in the distance as the trucks warmed up behind the scenes, promising a night of high-flying chaos, bone-rattling crashes, and adrenaline-pumping competition. This wasn't just any show. It was a gathering of legends and underdogs, where steel beasts weighing over 10,000 pounds each would defy gravity and push their limits in skills challenges, racing brackets, and freestyle mayhem. As the crowd settled in, the announcer's voice boomed over the loudspeakers, hyping the lineup of 12 formidable trucks. Each one had its own legacy, forged in arenas across the country, and tonight, they would battle it out under the Indiana sky. First up was Black Stallion, driven by the seasoned Mike Vaters Sr. This truck, with its sleek black body adorned with fiery stallion graphics, had been a staple in the independent monster truck circuit for years. Mike Sr., a veteran with decades behind the wheel, had started his career in the early days of the sport, turning a passion for mechanics into a family affair. His son, Mike Vaters Jr., was right beside him in Overkill Evolution, a futuristic beast with glowing accents and a reputation for aggressive maneuvers. The Vaters duo represented the heart of monster trucking, father and son pushing each other to new heights, their trucks engineered in their own shop for maximum durability and speed. Then there was Taurus, piloted by Matt Carricker, better known to millions as the Demolition Ranch YouTuber. Matt wasn't a full-time driver, he was a wildcard, a firearms enthusiast and content creator who had traded his shooting range for the arena floor. His truck, Taurus, sported a rugged bull motif, symbolizing raw power and unpredictability. Fans cheered extra loud for him, knowing this was a demo drive that blended internet fame with real-world grit. Next, higher education rolled in, driven by Chris DeHoyos. This school bus-themed monster, complete with yellow paint and scholarly decals, was all about fun and flair. Chris, a rising star, had climbed the ranks by focusing on crowd-pleasing tricks, turning every run into a lesson in entertainment. The Team Scream contingent brought the heavy hitters. Avenger, driven by Jim Kohler, a legend whose green and black wrecking machine had survived countless wrecks and flips. Jim's career spanned over 20 years, marked by innovative stunts that often left audiences gasping. His son, Chris Kohler, handled Brutus, a dog-themed truck with snarling graphics that embodied ferocity. Brutus had a history of powerful wheel stands and donuts, but tonight, something seemed off. Its engine growled with an unusual rasp, as if the beast was nursing a hidden ailment. Rage, under Corey Rummel's control, completed the team. This fiery red truck was known for its explosive energy, Corey pushing it to the edge in every event, drawing from his background in extreme sports. Spike, driven by Joe Foley, was a rare sight, a spiky, aggressive design that hadn't graced many arenas lately. Joe, a driver with a knack for precision, treated Spike like an extension of himself, honing its spikes for dramatic effect in freestyles. Bounty Hunter, with Jimmy Creedon at the helm, evoked the Wild West with its cowboy hat and revolver motifs. Jimmy, a multiple-time champion, had a pedigree of landing impossible tricks, his truck built for backflips and big air. His wife, Dawn Creedon, commanded Scarlet Bandit, a pink powerhouse that shattered stereotypes in a male-dominated sport. Dawn's graceful yet brutal style had earned her a loyal following, her truck's bandit theme a nod to her trailblazing spirit. Rounding out the field were the classics. Reptoid, driven by Mark Peterson, a reptilian-themed monster with scaly green paint that harkened back to the sport's early fantasy elements. Mark, a historian of sorts in the circuit, drove with calculated risks, preserving the truck's vintage vibe while competing fiercely. Finally, War Wizard, under R.J. Turner's command, sported a mystical wizard graphic, though its paint scheme was incomplete this night, giving it a raw, battle-worn look. R.J., known for his strategic racing, aimed to cast a spell on the competition with speed and sorcery-like flips. Before the main events kicked off, the crowd was treated to a high-flying appetizer, freestyle motocross. Riders soared through the air on dirt bikes, twisting into backflips and whips that set the tone for the night. The bikes buzzed like angry hornets, landing with precision on the ramps, drawing oohs and ahs from the stands. It was a perfect opener, reminding everyone that gravity was optional in Evansville tonight. The skills competition followed, a test of control and creativity where drivers showcased wheelies, donuts, and other tricks without the full chaos of freestyle. The arena floor was dotted with obstacles, cars stacked for crushing, ramps for launches, and open space for spins. Black Stallion went first, Mike Sr. revving the engine to a thunderous pitch. He popped a massive wheelie, holding the front end high for what felt like an eternity, the crowd counting the seconds aloud. Then, he transitioned into a series of tight donuts, smoke billowing from the tires as the truck spun like a top. It was clean, precise, a veteran's performance that scored high marks from the judges. Overkill Evolution followed, Mike Jr. eager to outdo his dad. He launched into a sky wheelie, the truck balancing on its rear tires while climbing a small incline, then slammed down to crush a row of cars. His donuts were faster, more aggressive, leaving deeper ruts in the dirt. The family rivalry added spice, with fans cheering for the generational showdown. Taurus, with Matt Carricker, brought a unique flavor. As a demo driver, he focused on fun, hopping short wheelies and doing slow, controlled donuts that allowed him to wave to the crowd. His inexperience showed in minor wobbles, but his enthusiasm won over the audience, especially the YouTube fans snapping photos. Higher Education's Chris DeHoyos turned heads with an educational twist. He wheelied over a school bus prop, then donutted around it, mimicking a chaotic recess. It was playful, earning laughs and solid scores. Avenger's Jim Kohler went for power, his wheelie so vertical it nearly tipped backward, then he unleashed donuts that sent dirt flying into the first rows. Brutus, however, struggled. Chris Kohler's wheelie was strong, but the engine's odd sound caused hesitation in the donuts, the truck sputtering mid-spin. Fans noticed, whispering about potential mechanical issues, but Chris powered through with grit. Spike's Joe Foley emphasized the truck's theme, using its spikes to impale soft obstacles during wheelies, then spinning donuts that accentuated the aggressive design. Rage's Corey Rummel lived up to the name, his wheelies explosive and donuts furious, leaving a haze of smoke that lingered. Bounty Hunters. Jimmy Creedon opted for finesse, a long-held wheelie followed by precise donuts that showcased control. Scarlet Bandit's Dawn Creedon added elegance, her wheelies graceful and donuts tight, proving power didn't need to be brute. Reptoid's Mark Peterson went retro, wheeling over vintage car props and donutting with a nod to old-school style. War Wizard's RJ Turner closed the skills round with magical flair, his wheelie incorporating a small jump and donuts that swirled like a spell. When the scores tallied, Brutus edged out the field despite its issues, Chris Kohler's determination paying off. The crowd erupted, setting the stage for racing. The racing brackets were set up Chicago style, with side-by-side launches over jumps and around turns, the dirt track a figure eight of peril. Qualifying heats determined the lineup, each truck gunning for the finals. In the first heat, Black Stallion faced Overkill Evolution, a father-son duel that had the stands buzzing. Mike Sr. got the whole shot, but Mike Jr.'s agility allowed him to close the gap, jumping higher over the cars and taking the win in a photo finish. Taurus met Higher Education next. Matt's raw power pushed Taurus ahead initially, but Chris's experience in Higher Education navigated the turns better, advancing. Avenger vs. Brutus was Team Scream internal warfare. Jim's Avenger surged forward, its engine roaring cleanly, while Brutus lagged with that peculiar rasp, allowing Avenger to pull away. Spike took on Rage in a clash of aggression. Joe's precision gave Spike the edge in jumps, but Corey's Rage powered through the straightaways to victory. Bounty Hunter dominated Reptoid, Jimmy's Bounty Hunter leaping like a predator, while Scarlet Bandit outmaneuvered War Wizard, Dawn's quick reflexes shining. The quarterfinals intensified. Overkill Evolution battled Higher Education, Mike Jr. using his truck's evolution-themed upgrades to outjump Chris. Avenger faced Rage, Jim's veteran savvy dodging a near collision to advance. Bounty Hunter crushed Spike. Wait, no, Spike was out earlier. Adjust. Bounty Hunter vs. Scarlet Bandit, a husband-wife showdown. Jimmy's Bounty Hunter took it, but Dawn's performance was fierce, the crowd loving the family drama. Semifinals. Overkill Evolution vs. Avenger. Mike Jr. pushed hard, but Jim's Avenger's experience won out in a thrilling jump-filled race. Bounty Hunter advanced easily against the remaining contender. The final. Avenger vs. Bounty Hunter. Engines revved, the flag dropped, and they launched. Avenger took an early lead, soaring over the first set of cars, but Bounty Hunter's power caught up on the backstretch. In a heart-pounding finish, Avenger crossed first, Jim Kohler claiming racing glory. The arena shook with cheers, dust settling as the trucks cooled for freestyle. Freestyle was the main event, where rules bent and creativity ruled. Each driver had 2 minutes to impress with jumps, flips, donuts, and crushes. The floor was reset with fresh car stacks and ramps, including a massive one for backflips. Black Stallion opened, Mike Sr. crushing cars in a series of big airs, then wheeling into donuts. Solid, but conservative, scoring around 8.5. Overkill Evolution amped it up, Mike Jr. hitting the big ramp for a near backflip, landing rough but continuing with aggressive crushes. Score. 9.0. Taurus's Matt Carricker, as demo, went wild, jumping high, attempting a mini flip that almost rolled, but he saved it, drawing huge applause for his bravery. Higher Education's Chris kept it fun, schooling the cars with repeated smashes in a long donut sequence. Avenger's Jim Kohler aimed big, charging the backflip ramp. He rotated fully but landed awkwardly, the truck bouncing but staying upright. He followed with mini flips, though luck wasn't with him as one failed, scoring 8.8. Brutus's turn was tense. Chris pushed despite the engine noise, popping wheelies and crushes, but avoided the big ramp, sensing trouble. Solid 8.2. Spike's Joe Foley used spikes dramatically, impaling cars mid-jump, then spinning wildly. Rage's Corey unleashed fury, multiple big airs and a failed backflip attempt that ended in a roll. Exciting, but deducted points. 8.7. Bounty Hunter's Jimmy Creedon stole the show. He built momentum with car crushes, then hit the backflip ramp perfectly, rotating cleanly and landing on all fours, the only successful backflip of the night. The crowd went berserk, his score a perfect 10. Scarlet Bandit's Dawn attempted her own backflip but didn't stick, recovering with graceful jumps. 9.2. Reptoid's Mark went classic, big airs over stacks, evoking nostalgia. 8.6. War Wizard's RJ closed with wizardly flips, a mini backflip succeeding where others failed. 9.1. As scores finalized, Bounty Hunter took freestyle, Avenger racing, Brutus skills. The night ended with fireworks, fans buzzing about backflips and family rivalries. It was more than a show, it was a chapter in monster truck lore, where every driver left their mark on the Evansville dirt. But to truly understand, let's delve deeper into each participant's journey that night. Mike Vaters Sr. in Black Stallion had arrived in Evansville after a long haul from their Maryland base. He'd been tweaking the suspension all week, knowing the 4-H Center's track favored stability over speed. During skills, his wheelie wasn't just a trick, it was a statement of endurance, holding that pose longer than in practice, feeling the crowd's energy fuel him. In racing, losing to his son stung, but pride swelled. Freestyle was his cooldown, conservative to save the truck for show 2. Mike Jr. in Overkill Evolution thrived on that rivalry. His skills donuts were sharper, a deliberate upstage. Winning the heat against Dad was sweet, but falling in semis to Avenger motivated him. Freestyle's near backflip, adrenaline pure, the rough landing jarring his spine, but he laughed it off post-show. Matt Carricker's Taurus run was surreal. Accustomed to guns and demos, the arena's roar dwarfed his YouTube sets. His skills waves connected with fans, racing lost to Higher Education a learning curve. Freestyle's near roll, heart-stopping, but it made great content, his camera crew capturing every angle. Chris De Hoyo's in Higher Education approached with joy. Skills' recess theme was improvised, drawing kid cheers. Racing win over Taurus boosted confidence, but semis lost stung. Freestyle's smashes were therapeutic, releasing the day's tension. Jim Kohler's Avenger carried weight, Team Scream's leader. Skills' near tip showed risk, racing victory over teammates bittersweet. Freestyle's backflip land was lucky, he'd felt the truck twist midair, years of wrecks flashing by. Winning racing capped a perfect night. Chris Kohler in Brutus battled doubt. The engine rasp started en route, mechanics unable to pinpoint. Skills win was grit, wheelie steady despite vibrations. Racing loss to dad hurt, freestyle conservative to avoid breakdown. Post-show, vets confirmed a minor issue, fixed for tomorrow. Joe Foley's spike rarity added pressure. Skills impales were crowd pleasers, racing loss to rage a speed mismatch. Freestyle spins highlighted design, leaving him satisfied. Corey Rummel's rage embodied chaos. Skills fury set tone, racing wins thrilling. Freestyle roll after failed backflip. Spectacular. Crowd loving the drama, Corey walking away unscathed. Jimmy Creedon's bounty hunter was pinnacle. Skills finesse built confidence, racing dominance family pride. Freestyle backflip, practiced endlessly, landing perfect amid cheers, his wife's attempt inspiring, not rivaling. Don Creedon's Scarlet Bandit run empowered. Skills grace defied expectations, racing duel with husband playful. Freestyle backflip miss disappointed, but recovery strong, proving resilience. Mark Peterson's Reptoid honored roots. Skills retro, racing loss expected against powerhouses. Freestyle airs timeless, connecting generations. R.J. Turner's War Wizard, paint incomplete from travel mishap, didn't deter. Skills magic, racing outmaneuvered. Freestyle mini backflip redeemed, ending high. The motocross intermissions added thrill, riders like unnamed pros flipping bikes, one nearly crashing but saving it. Crowd stories intertwined. A kid's first show, inspired by bounty hunter's flip, a family's tradition, recalling past smashes, locals debating winners over beers. As lights dimmed, trucks trailered away, Evansville echoed with memories. This show one wasn't just competition, it was stories colliding, veterans mentoring, families bonding, underdogs shining. In 3,000 words or so, it's the essence of monster trucking, raw power, human spirit, unforgettable nights. Word count. Approximately 2980.